Alright, so we were in Moab recently, and as we were strapping the Jeep down, noticed that, hey, the strap's not going on in the right spot. What's wrong? And then all of a sudden we noticed, hey, this bracket is just flopping around. Well, this is a replacement bracket that I put on from Barnes 4x4, and it cracked. So that was interesting. So my welds, it's one of the first welding things that I've done to the Jeep. So I learned a few things. I'm not sure where it broke at first, but I reached out to Barnes and asked them, well, what do you think went wrong? They suggested it might be a cold weld. So probably right. It was probably a terrible weld. It looks terrible, right? It's flux core. But cracked here all the way around. You can see the weld is broken right there. But all up here, it's broken above the weld. Let's come on the other side. These, looks like over here, it's all broken above the weld as well. Right on the axle. Everything on the axle stayed, which is good. But yeah, it was probably my amateurish welding. Anyway, we're gonna clean this up and re-weld it because Orange is out of stock. And I'll replace this once I get a replacement. Go ahead and redo it right. And everything else held up except for that weld. See if I can get a shot of the other side here. Hold on. All right, we have a lot more stuff in the way. Let's see if we can get a look at this over on this side. Not entirely sure where that dinging noise comes from. Oh, it's a full itself. Oh, I know what it is. Cooking some ribs on the grill, or barbecuing rather, as the timer's going on. Alright, so let's see if we can get a good look at this here. Blurry. There we go. Looks like that part did come off of the axle right here. Alright, well, learned a lot. What not to do. I'll try to clean it up, get it working, because I need to use this vehicle next week for a little bit. But since I'm not taking it off-road next week, it'll be fine for what I need to do. Alright. Here's what the bracket area looks like with the bracket removed. You can see there's quite a bit of metal from the actual bracket still attached to the axle. I'm kind of surprised to see breakage there instead of it being bent, but I'm interested to know what other people think about why it may have broken the way it did. Please leave your comments below if you have any idea. Alright, I got the bracket on the bench vise here. Just to take a little closer look at things. How it broke. So yeah, the rest you see is as we were traveling back from Moab back to Michigan, drove through the mountains and the mountain roads. There's a ton of road salt. Added, rusted things up real nice, real quick. Because this just happened about a week ago. So a lot of rust really fast. Of course, the beads are from my awesome, epic flux core welding. So, anyway, it's kind of interesting. What could cause the breakage the way it is? Alright, time to fix it. Alright, it's mostly cleaned up. I'm going to give it a little acid bath and paint it. And I'm going to replace the whole thing anyway, but you know, just doing this for the haters out there. I like to complain, so bring them on. I know people love to complain about welds. Can't have a welding post without somebody telling you how bad it is. But I already know it's terrible. But, you know, you live and you learn. Alright, so it's out of its acid bath. Yeah, it's a little bit of rust left, but it's mostly gone. Cleaned up. I'll probably spray it with some Ospo. Then paint it with some paint you can use for welding. I'll grind the bits I'm going to re-weld, like these areas. Get it all ready to go. Alright, so I got the area on the front axle mostly cleaned up. Getting prepped for putting the bracket back on. Just a little bit more touch up, get some of that rust out. Then we'll be ready to weld. Alright, here's another shot of my magnificent, epic, terrible welding. I'm cleaning up all the rust that's managed to form. I'm prepared to put the bracket back on. I'm not grinding everything off yet because I don't have a new bracket, and all the broken pieces line up with the broken bracket. So once I get the new one, I'll clean it off and start over. But until then, just to keep this thing on the road for a little while, I'm just going to put it back together and call it good. And here's the bracket. Acid washed it yesterday. Put some Ospo on it overnight. And prepped to get it back together so I can take my kid to karate on Tuesday. Alright. To prime this bracket, I'm using Seymour weld through primer. I've used it before and it seems to work pretty well. See it recommended in other places. So we're giving it a shot today. Alright, and there it is. Welded back into place. It's not pretty. She'll hold for a little while anyway. I just need it to hold for a little bit until Barnes gets this back in stock. Then I'll plasma cut it off and start from scratch. Maybe I'll take the axle out this time so I can get a better angle and weld better. So anyway, there it is.